In this video, we're talking about past tenses, and I'm going to share with you 10 common mistakes that English learners often make when they use different English past tenses. The first mistake is this: I never went to Japan in my life. This sentence is about your whole life up to now and including now. And you're talking about your whole life experience. And when we do that, we actually need the present perfect tense, not the past simple, because your life continues. So we're talking about everything in the past and the present, including now. So the correct version of this sentence should be, I have never gone or been to Japan in my life. But this might change. I might go to Japan at some point in my life. Here are a couple of other examples. Have you ever eaten sushi? So again, this question is not just about your past, it's about your whole life. So the past and the present. And you might eat sushi in the future as well, because your life continues. So the question again is in the present perfect. Have you ever eaten sushi? She has written 3 books. So again, this is about her whole life experience. So far, she has written 3 books, but she is still writing, so she might write another book in the future. So this sentence is not just about the past, it's about everything, your whole life experience. Are you enjoying this lesson? If so, you might be interested in my free English grammar booklet, which I have linked in the video description. In this booklet, I talk about the differences between different English tenses and grammar structures. For example, comparing the past simple and the present perfect, or the past simple and the past continuous. So make sure you go to the link in the video description and get your booklet for free. The next mistake is confusing the past perfect and the past simple and using them incorrectly. So look at this sentence. When I arrived at the station, the train left. This is not a mistake. The sentence is correct, but this sentence means that I got to the station first and then my train left. So my train left after I got there. So maybe this is not what you're trying to say. Maybe you want to say that when you got to the station, the train was already gone. The train wasn't there, so it left before you got there. If that is what you're trying to say, then the correct version of the sentence should be, when I arrived at the train station, my train had left. So it means that the train left first and then I arrived at the station. So the past perfect is really useful when you want to clarify which action happened first and which action happened second. Here's another example. When we turned the TV on, the film had already started. So again, we've got the past perfect to clarify what happened first and what happened second. So first, the film started, and then we turned on the TV. So the film started before we turned on the TV. But when you look at this sentence, when we turned on the TV, the film started, it means the film started after we turned the TV on. So the meaning of these two sentences is very different. The next mistake is also related to the past perfect, and it's about using the past perfect too much, because often you don't actually need it. For example, this sentence is not completely right. Yesterday, I had gone to the supermarket and I bought some milk. So in this sentence, you don't need the past perfect because it's clear from context what happened first and what happened after. So it's clear that I went to the supermarket first and then I bought some milk. So we don't need the past perfect. Here's another example. I woke up, I brushed my teeth, and I had breakfast. So all of these actions are in the past simple because it's obvious, it's clear what order they happened in. So first I woke up, I got up, I brushed my teeth after, and then I had breakfast. But look at this sentence. I made breakfast, but I had already had a protein shake, so I wasn't too hungry, and I just had a slice of toast. So in this sentence, we need to clarify that I had the protein shake before I even made breakfast, and that's why I wasn't super hungry. So I need the past perfect to make that clear. The next mistake is very, very common. So tell me, do you make it too? I have seen him yesterday. So when we're talking about a specific point in the past, like yesterday, last week, last year, we need the past simple because this sentence is only about the past. It happened yesterday at a specific point in time. So I have to say, I saw him. I saw him yesterday. We visited London last month. Again, it's just about the past. It happened at a specific point in time, last month. He graduated in 2020. Again, it's the past simple because it's a specific point in the past. We also can't use the word ago with the present perfect. So we can't say, I have arrived 3 days ago. That's incorrect. When we've got the word ago, it's a sign to use the past simple. So I arrived 3 days ago. The next mistake. I live here since 5 years. There are actually 2 mistakes in this sentence. So first, I need a different tense. So I live somewhere, I still live there, but the sentence is about how long? 5 years. So it's about the whole period of time between when I moved here and now, including now. So we need the present perfect. So instead of I live, we need I have lived. I have lived here. And the other mistake is about the word since. So when we talk about how long, we need for and not since. So I have lived here for 5 years. Since is different. It's about when something started. So for example, I moved here in 2023 and I still live here. So I would say I have lived here since 2023. Here's another mistake which is related to since. Look at this sentence. I have been very happy since I have moved here. So the first part of the sentence is correct. I have been very happy. So I'm talking about the whole period of time between my move until now and including now. So I have been very happy. It's the present perfect. But the second part of the sentence is incorrect. I can't say since I have moved here. Normally, with since, we mention the specific point in time when something started. So I have been very happy since last year. I have been very happy since 2025. And moving here is a point in the past as well. So I need to mention this point in the past using the past simple because it was just a single event in the past. It was just a point in the past. I moved here, for example, 3 years ago. So the correct version of this sentence is I have been very happy since I moved here. The next mistake is about reported speech. So reported speech is when you tell the story of what somebody said without quoting them directly. So when somebody says something and you're telling this story, you can quote them. For example, you can say, she said, I'm hungry. But you can also use reported speech. She said she was hungry. So look at this sentence and let's see what the mistake is. She told me that she changed her mind yesterday. So this sentence is incorrect because the verb to change is in the wrong tense. So these are her exact words. I changed my mind. So she used the past simple to tell me this. I changed my mind. But in reported speech, I need to change the tense. So I can't use the past simple. I have to use the past perfect. So she told me that she had changed her mind. Let's go back to the example I gave you before. She said, I am hungry. She said she was hungry. So in reported speech, the present simple changes to the past simple, and the past simple changes to the past perfect. And the next mistake is this. I didn't used to like spinach. This is a very common mistake. So the phrase used to is something we say to talk about something we did in the past that we don't do anymore. So I liked spinach in the past when I was younger, but now I don't like spinach. So I'm going to use used to talk about it. I used to like spinach. But in negative sentences, the phrase used to changes to didn't used to. So it's like any other verb in the past simple. I played the piano. I didn't play the piano. I walked to work. I didn't walk to work. Used to is the same. So I didn't used to like spinach. That's the correct version. And the final mistake, when I was a child, I would love going swimming. So again, this sentence is about something that was true in the past, but it's not true anymore. And would is a bit like used to, but we can't use would with states. We can only use it with actions, like I would walk to school. I would learn Spanish every evening. But when it's a state, like having, liking something, then we have to use used to instead. So I used to love going swimming. Here's another example. We used to have a dog. We can't say we would have a dog. That's not correct. Don't forget, you can get my free English grammar booklet with 30 pages packed with tips on how to use tenses, conditionals, and much more. So just go to the video description, go to the link, and get your booklet for free. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.